Hello, welcome to Draw With Me. I'm Danny Gregory, and every week we get together here and we do fun stuff together, art-wise and otherwise. As you saw last week, we drew Edwardian things in celebration of Downton Abbey and upstairs, downstairs, and various other things. You guys did an incredible job. I love seeing the variety of different things that you made. So, I may sound a little adenoidal today. That's because I had a cold earlier this week, and JJ has been felled by the same cold. We did all we could to avoid contact, but yet somehow she managed to pick up my cold. So she is in the chat today, but she will not be on screen. She's taking it easy. So anyway, but you're here, and I'm so glad that you are. So let me just see, we have a whole bunch of new people who became members today, I saw, and that was very exciting. I'm Judith just became a member, and Music People, Music People, I'm not sure, I think that's correct. Mon Petson became a member. Marianne Roman became a member. Paul Gorecki Krokowitz became a member. Abby Normal. Do you remember Abby Normal from Young Frankenstein? That was the name of the brain that they put into Young Frankenstein. Sally is a member, and she's trying out the cool icons that come with membership, which for some reason I wasn't able to put up here on the screen. But anyway, we have lots of new members, and that's great, and that's exciting. Because yesterday we met the members, and we drew from the work of my friend Felix Scheinberger. We did a bunch of drawings there, so we get together every Wednesday. If you want to join us, click the join button, and you can be here too. All right, today we're going to do a series of timed drawings. I don't know if you've ever done this with us before. We do it on a regular basis. It is one of my favorite things to do. And basically what we do is we take a subject and we draw it several times, but each time for a different length of time. Did I say the word time often enough? Time to do it. Yes, so we're going to draw it for... Anyway, what you're going to need is basically a pen and some paper. I'm going to be using a few different pens just because I want to try out different pens for different lengths of time. I think we'll probably do 4. So you can do 4 on a single page. Maybe we'll do more. So if you want to do them all on a single page, I'm going to be doing them on different pages. All right? Now you know how to be prepared. So I'm also excited because I'm having coffee with, what's it called? Not Ready Whip, but the equivalent of whipped cream in it. So anyway, very exciting. But I am excited because today we're launching a brand new course. It's been a while since we've had a new course. I've been working on it all summer, and I think it's particularly relevant for people who are here in what's this thing called? Draw With Me, and who, sorry, the cold is still affecting my brain. So the reason I say that it's appropriate to draw with me is because, well, we draw a lot here and we often draw quickly. So my new course is called Quick Draw. I want to show you a little trailer that I made about it. If you have any questions, you can put them in the chat and I'll see if I can get to them. Otherwise, it starts today. It doesn't start today, but we're launching it today and you can take it whenever you want to. David is already signed up. That is great. Awesome. Good. Well, thank you, David. Thanks for joining us. That's one person. Here we go. Let's have a look at this. People say, wow, you can draw so fast. And yeah, I can. I can sketch a street scene, a dog, a person, an idea, all in a few minutes. But that's not because I'm rushing. It's because I've learned how to see the essentials and let go of the rest. And that's what this course is about. It's called Quick Draw. You'll see the tools that I rely on, the shortcuts I use, and the mindset that makes it all possible. Drawing doesn't have to take forever. It doesn't have to feel hard. You just need a different approach. If you've ever thought, I wish I could draw more, but I don't have the time, this might be exactly what you've been looking for. Quick Draw. Learn to sketch anything in no time. Join now. Excellent. Well, you can sign up at sketchbookskool.com/quick-draw. And it's not on our homepage yet, I just noticed, but it's going to be on our homepage later this morning. But in any case, just go to slash your way to quick-draw. I see that a few people have signed up. Sally has signed up. Fantastic. And who else? David? I thought I saw somebody else. Yes, Jane English has signed up. And Deb Riggins. Thank you all for signing up. So I hope you understand the basic concept, which is I'm going to show you the skills and tools that I have, the mindset, all the different things that go into getting the ability to draw concisely, quickly, to boil it down. JJ reminds me that we have early bird pricing, which means that I think, it's something like a third off just for the next 2 weeks, and then it goes up to the regular price. This course is actually, I think, less expensive than a lot of our courses are when we launch them. So, jump in, grab it, take advantage. Okay. And also, by the way, this exercise that we're going to be doing today is kind of helpful for the kinds of things that we'll be doing in this course. And I'd like you to think about this idea. When we think about doing a drawing, we may not think what is involved time-wise, but I think that time-wise is almost like a lens. How long are you going to take? Maybe you've had this experience. You go out and you do some urban sketching and you think, I have to meet my friend in 10 minutes. So I better do this drawing in 10 minutes. Or that bus is going to arrive and park in front of me. I better get this done in time. Or sometimes you just say to yourself, I feel like doing a quick drawing. Or sometimes you say to yourself, I feel like really getting into it and spending a lot of time. And that's what we do here on Draw With Me. Sometimes we'll spend the full period, 45 minutes to an hour, doing one drawing. And sometimes we've knocked out 30 drawings in one thing. So yeah, it is a lot of, a variable that we might want to consider, Lucretia, thank you so much for signing up. And I see that Grace has also signed up. That's fantastic. Thank you, Grace. So the idea is, let's try different periods of time, and then let's look at the drawings and see, because sometimes I find I sometimes can spend a lot of time on a drawing, but I like a faster drawing better. But sometimes I can spend so little time on a drawing, and I don't really love the energy of that. So it's different. It changes, and we should experiment with it. So that's also why I'm thinking about different pens, because I have, like my regular pen that I draw with, I'm probably going to do for the longer periods. But then I'm also thinking that I'm going to use my brush pen, you see my brush pen, for perhaps the very fastest drawing. And I have also kind of a big fat technical pen. This is a 1.0, which is pretty big, or it's a 0.1. 0.1 is the same as 1.0. Various brands, but it's the fattest kind. So think about that. Maybe have a couple together. You could even do a drawing with a brush and ink if you wanted to, because I think that when you're drawing quickly, that's helpful. Oh, here it is. This is the Draw Liner 1.0, and this is a Pentel 0.1. That's right. So they're two different thicknesses. But I'm going to start with this one. And we're going to start by doing a drawing of, so we're drawing the same thing every time, and it's going to be just a still life of some fruit. And we're going to spend 10 minutes doing it, okay? So, let me get I'm setting my timer, and I'm setting it for 10 minutes. And let me just go over to, here's the desk. Here we are. Here's my old desk, and I kind of sketched out a little frame because for my own sake, you don't have to do this, but I just kind of wanted to have something to work within, so I did this in advance. And yeah, here's our fruit bowl, and now we have 10 minutes. Are you ready? 10 minutos, starting now. And the timer will go off when it's time. Start, 10 minutes, okay, here we go. So what I'm thinking is I think I'm gonna start in the foreground. And I think I'm gonna do like a kind of a process of, see, I'm already not feeling great about this. I'm gonna do a process of drawing it kind of fairly quickly, and then I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna do some more detailed stuff. So I'm thinking about yesterday we were doing this Felix Scheinberger exploratory, and he talks about this idea of, you kind of do a quick thing and then you kind of go back in and add some more details and refinement as you go. So with 10 minutes I have time for that, time to kind of think about it. But I also, because I don't want this to be too static, that's another thing that I'm thinking about, is how do I avoid it seeming overworked, and so sometimes moving my pen quickly, even though I have the time, is kind of going to give it some fresh energy. And still life, it's sort of a classic thing to do, right? Classic subject matter. All right, so, and then I have to draw the table edge just to anchor this thing down. We put a table thing down there. And how much time do I have left? I have 8 minutes is left. So we have plenty of time to really kind of study this and refine it. And I'm also going to just make my lines a bit more confident. Trying to think of analogies of time. There are things that we do quickly because we don't have much time, but also the energy of moving quickly can be a valuable addition, particularly when it comes to creativity. Because when you work quickly, you don't have time to critique yourself. And you're just kind of operating out of instinct, and your body is kind of doing a lot of the thinking for you instead of your brain doing it, which produces really different results. You're operating out of instinct, and I think that's what great athletes do, is they train themselves through repetition so much that their body just knows how to do the activity, and they don't need to, they can just use their brain for kind of bigger strategy, let's say, and know that their body is going to react and fulfill their strategy goals. We don't think of drawing as a physical activity that much, but it totally is. If you draw a lot, you know how it feels when you don't have time, or when you're tired, or when you can't concentrate, or how tiring it can be. Have you had a good night's sleep? Sometime, in fact, that was one of the goals that JJ and I set for ourselves, was that by the end of this year, we would have, I think it was at 500,000 subscribers. And if we do, we're going to do a sort of an ultra marathon drawing event where we draw for, I don't know, some ridiculously long amount of time and do a live stream. So that is going to be something that you can join if you feel like pushing yourself and seeing what it's like to just draw for some insane amount of time. What is our timer like? Okay, we've got 4.5 minutes left. So I'm able to think about light and dark, about texture, tone, all those kinds of things when I have this much time. Now 10 minutes, a lot of people would say 10 minutes doesn't seem like a lot of time. And that's true. You could spend an hour doing this drawing. You could spend a day, a week, a month, a year. If you were Cezanne, you could work on this thing forever. I rarely do work on a drawing for that long, though. Very rarely. It's sort of more of a discipline for me to draw for a long time than it is to draw for a short time. All right, what's our time now? 2.5 minutes. Okay. Still details to work on. Going back in now, kind of for my third pass, really, which is to see there's definitely things that I haven't worked on yet, like this pear and this little guy behind it. And then just even thinking about the texture of this lemon here. Just wanted to make that feel a bit different. And then this apple. Kind of drew the highlight, but I didn't really finish it. And this leaf up here. Still a lot of work to do on this thing. If you want it to be consistent, it doesn't have to be consistent. It doesn't have to be that everything is equally rendered. You could leave some part of it incomplete. That's certainly another strategy that can produce really nice art. I mean, there's a lot of great drawings and paintings even where not every single detail is in there. In this class, I talk about techniques for doing that and, why you would and how really to think about doing sort of in partial, let's say partial, not incomplete, partial drawings. Keep noticing new things and going back in and adding more stuff. Noticing how the light is reflecting kind of in fragments along the rim here. And also, deciding how much do I want to really get into the texture of this bowl. Or feel incomplete. Oh, well, the timer has made the decision for me. All right, so that was 10 minutes. Nice drawing. Let's take a sip. And next, I think we'll do, it's 9:24 now, so let's do 10:04 maybe? 90 seconds? 10:04, 90 seconds, and I want to do a really quick one, like 30 seconds, maybe 15 seconds. Let's say 30 seconds. So 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Okay, let's work my way up. 30 seconds, 2 minutes, 5 minutes. Should we do 5 minutes? I think 5 minutes will be too similar to this. Let's do 4 minutes. 4 minutes, 2 minutes, 30 seconds. Are we good with that? Yeah, 4 minutes. 3 minutes. Okay, 10 minutes we did, 3 minutes, and then we're gonna do 90 seconds. No, then we'll do, yeah, nice. Sorry, I'm confusing myself here. 3 minutes, 90 seconds, and then, let's just do 3 minutes and then we'll figure it out. I'm making myself crazy. All right, so 3 minutes. I'm thinking I'm going to use the same pen. But 3 minutes, yeah. 3 minutes. See how we feel. Lisa says, do the short one. Well, that's an interesting question, because you could start with the 30-second one and work your way up. Here's why I like to do it this way. Because I feel like I've just absorbed 10 minutes of information of a scene, and now I can take those 10 minutes and kind of condense them, think about, what did I do? Like, what could I do more concisely? So that's why I'm saying, whereas if you do it the other way, you're kind of in a mad panic. You haven't really had a chance to observe anything. So that's why I like to go from long to short. What do you think? Good. Adam says he is super pleased because it was nice to get out of his head and not chase perfection. Yeah, to me, 10 minutes is like, I felt kind of like I was being perfectionist. And at first I was sort of thinking, did I screw it up? But let's say Virginia says 4 minutes, 90 seconds, 30 seconds. Okay. So Virginia says 4 and Shane is saying 5. I'm afraid that 5 might be too much like the 10. So let's just do 4. I agree with Virginia. We'll do 4, then we'll do 90, and then we'll do 30. Because otherwise, 90 is going to be pretty different from the 30, and it's going to be pretty different from the 4, I think. And who knows? Then we'll do the 30, then we'll do 10, and then we'll do 0-second drawings, and then we'll do negative time. Maybe you can figure that out. All right, so here we go with 5 minutes. 4 minutes. 4 minutes as suggested by Virginia. Virginia, good advice. All right, going with my 4 minutes on the timer, going to here, taking a deep breath, because 4 minutes is still fairly slow, but here we go. 4 minutes, and boom, time's ticking. Totally different technique. Suddenly, I just kind of did it instinctively a different way. Interesting, okay. See what I'm doing? I'm doing a contour drawing of almost like a blind contour of the outside perimeter. Interesting, okay. I'm not sure why I did it that way, but that's okay. It's going to be different. It's going to give it a different feeling. I mean, there's no point, if I did this and it would basically look just like the other one, then there'd be no point, right? But it's not going to. It's not. And the fact that I've screwed up some of these things is fine. Par for the course. Sometimes you find you want to use a different technique too, you know? That's totally normal. I mean, a different drawing technique, a different tool perhaps. You know, there's... Like I find sometimes when I do this that it's almost like I'm a different person sometimes. I'm kind of making up grapes that aren't there because I don't really care. This is a bunch of grapes. They go up here. See how I made this bowl much wider? And you could say that was a mistake, but who cares? The bowl police aren't going to show up and say, excuse me, that's a violation. You did not accurately depict that bowl's actual dimensions. I'll say, okay, take me away, officer. End up in fruit court. Minute and a half left. Wow. Where did that time go? I do still want to add some tone though. May not be able to do that all the way through, but sorry, I'm not talking much. I'm just concentrating on doing this. Yeah, my time ran out just as I said it. All right, so this, thank you. So this is much more tonal, surprising really. I was kind of thinking I would just be doing a contour drawing, but I ended up doing all this tone. So yeah, so that was 4 minutes. Okay, fair enough, 4 minutes. Lucretia said she did one continuous line and it still looks like a bowl of fruit. Yeah, that is a cool approach. Maybe I'll do that next time. Yeah. Eileen says she bought my book 10 years ago and she still needs to get started. Gee willikers. Yeah, it's a long book. I could see that it would take that long to read. Okay. That was good. I liked it. I enjoyed it. It was different. I'm not sure how I feel about the drawing, but I don't really care. Let's move on. So, you know what we could do is we could work our way back up. I mean, because it's only 9:33, so we have time. Could work our way back up. So we go down to 30 seconds and then we go back up to longer and longer times and then we just keep drawing until we run out of the whole time. Maybe we could do it that way. I don't know. All right. So seeing as we do have time, rather than jumping to, what did we say, 90 seconds that we were going to do next? Virginia suggested 90 seconds. Let's do 2 minutes. See what 2 minutes is like. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch pens. And I'm going to go to a 1.0. So what do we say? 2 minutes. Yeah, we're going to do 2 minutes. Let's think about it though. Think about what you want to do. Think about like the race ahead, because we've kind of gone from like I wouldn't say a marathon, but like a middle distance, 1,000 meters or something, and now we're going to be doing something that's more of a sprint. So you might want to change your shoes and think about that. So, all right, so 2 minutes. Scott is agreeing with 2 minutes. I think everybody's into 2 minutes. Let's do it. All right, so 2 minutes. So I'm just going to think about it. How am I going to do this? All right, 2 minutes. Here we go. All right. I don't think I said a word during that whole time, but that is a different approach, partly guided by this pen, which was thicker. But also, I don't know if you were watching, but what I did is I kind of just drew all the shapes of all the different bits of fruit. And then I kind of went in and added a bit of shading. And so I did end up, originally I was thinking I wouldn't do that. I would just do a contour drawing. Might look kind of cool. But then I thought, I have like 30 seconds left, so I'll do that. So yeah. All right. So now we've done 2 minutes. I should write this down. I'm gonna write this down. So that was 2 minutes. The previous one was 4 minutes. The one before that was 10 minutes. Okay. So should we do 90? I mean, again, we have time. We have 20 minutes left. So let's do 90. Okay, we're going to do 90. So Sally wants to do 2 minutes again, no, but we're going to do 90. We're going to do 90. Lucretia's is a hot mess, but still a bowl of fruit. A hot bowl of fruit. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to switch to the brush pen, I think. No, I'm going to save that. I'm going to save it. What else could I draw with? Let's look around. How about do this? Toe brush pen. Maybe I'll save that for later. Okay, so I think I'll do a regular brush pen for now. So what did we say? 2 minutes now. We just did 2 minutes. God, I'm losing my mind. Yeah, so we're going to do 90 seconds. See if it's any different. But I am going to try a different strategy, and I'm going to use a different tool, so that may cause some variation. Oh, everybody wants 1 minute. Okay, 1 minute. 1 minute it is. 1 minute. Done 2 minutes. We'll do one, because then maybe we'll do we'll do 5 seconds. Ready? Deep breath. Sip of coffee. Go. "20 seconds left, in case you're wondering." Wow, I got to a point where I was like, isn't the time run out yet? I started to really, wow, I was waiting. That was crazy. I sort of felt like I had too much time. All right, so drawing with a brush pen, it's a different experience. It's looser, it's more, but it's different. Kind of more painterly in a way. I'm going to give you more of a warning this next time because we're going to move quickly. I don't even know. So this one is going to be 30 seconds. Jeepers. What are you going to use? What are you going to draw with? I think I'm going to draw with this guy. So this is a Tombow in 35. See how that works. The creature says a blind contour and definitely not a bowl of fruit. Okay. Well, let's go and see. Are you ready? 30 seconds. 30 seconds on the clock. I'm going to count down this time so that you know. Ready? I'm going to really need a lot of coffee for this one. Oh, I just noticed I have ink on my cup. I have ink on my cup, which means that I've been drinking out of the side of the cup. So does that mean that I've been drinking ink? Possibly. Wipe it down. Okay. Do I have it on my hands? No. Anyway. Sorry. If I suddenly collapse, it's because I've been drinking ink. Okay, here we go. Ooh, what's that? That's from last week. Okay, here we go. 15 seconds. Sorry, 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Ready? 30 seconds. 3. I'll put my pen. My pen is ready to go. 3, 2, 1. Go. Interesting, right? I gotta just do this, sorry. It's cheating, but I did it. All right. Where do we go from here, friends? All right, 15 seconds. JJ is saying 15 seconds. You know, if JJ says it. I'm trying to think of what other tool I could use, though. Because maybe... Could it be this? Or what else could it be? I'm not even going to have a frame. I'm just going to let's get a wet brush. All right, nice wet brush. 15 seconds, jeez. 15 seconds, that's insanity. To do a whole still life in 15 seconds? Then what? What are we going to do for the rest of the time here? I don't know. I've never done it this way, but I'm about to find out what it's like. It might be a huge mess. 15 seconds. Here we go. 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off. What is that? Could be anything. Could be a duck taking a bath. I don't know what that is. But it's pretty crazy. I kind of like it though. Sort of elegant, has an elegance to it. Now what if we took that? I have an idea. I want to do another one for 15 seconds. And then I want to take another pen on that same drawing and I want to do it for 5 minutes on top of it. Are you getting what I'm saying? So we got this guy, which is dry by now. But I'm going to do it again. So I'm going to do a 15-second bowl of fruit and then I'm going to spend 5 minutes with another pen on top of it. Because I want to keep that 15-second guy. I don't want to ruin him. I want to redo it. So, all right. So we're going 15 seconds, and then we're going to do some detail on top. Ready? 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off. All right, I was kind of making stuff up at one point, but yeah. But how do I like this one versus compared to the other one, previous one? That's the previous one, and that's this one. All right, I think I'll work on this one. I'm going to be I'm not going to cheat. Cheating would mean that I go, oh, I'm going to, I'm not going to cheat. So I'm going to now put 5 minutes on the clock. And I'm going to use this as kind of my underdrawing. And now I'm going to go back to my original pen. Deb asked if that's Sumi ink. Yes, it was the Sumi ink in a dish. Whew. But we're going to try it again. Okay, ready? 5 minutes on top of this one. No idea why I'm starting with these cherries, but there you go. Actually got that kind of right. Placement of that part of the bowl is actually kind of correct. Interesting. What is this side like though? Kind of this goes straight up, goes down, and then there's this, which I totally neglected to put in before, but there's the table edge. And then I've made this bowl kind of a lot fatter than it is, not taller. Feels kind of luxurious now, doesn't it? Again, going back to my metaphor before about running a sprint versus a marathon, now it's kind of like, you know how after the sprinters complete the race, they keep running? This is sort of like that, you know, you keep running around, you're holding the flag of your country, people are cheering you, you're taking your picture by the timer board. That's kind of what we're doing now. Just celebrating. Relaxing, doing a nice relaxing 5-minute drawing. Remember when 5 minutes seemed like no time? Now it seems like all the time in the world. Yeah, I sound like Bob Ross. All the time in the world. There it is, our happy little apple. Hey, for the first time, I'm going to draw some texture on this lemon. What's kind of cool about this is that there's a lot of tone that I got out of the brush, out of the Sumi ink. So I don't necessarily need to go hog wild with hatching. He says as he starts going hog wild with hatching, you know, what can you do? Do as I say, as I do. Isn't that the most obnoxious thing that there is in the universe? That phrase? Yeah. Proud of it. Oh, how much time do we have? 2 minutes left. I'm sort of dawdling, you know, it reminds me of like, I don't know if you've ever had this experience. You get to the airport early and you have hours to kill. You're sitting around and you're like, you know, you go to the magazine store and you buy some magazines and then you pick up a cup of coffee and then you decide you have time to go and get some lunch and you get some lunch and then suddenly you realize, oh my God, they just called the last call on my flight. And I completely missed it, and I'm sprinting across the airport trying to not miss my flight. I say that only because it's happened to me, and I'm not proud of it. This is kind of a weird hybridized technique, combining these tone things. Kind of weird. 30 seconds left for those who are playing along. Almost worn out this pen. I think that's it. I think the time, I did screw it up, but yeah, it just ended. All right, so that's that one. Well, yeah, it's interesting. It's an interesting approach. I mean, this is theoretically what you could do with any one of these drawings you did. You could spend the next 3 hours working on one of them if you liked it, you know. But I like the energy that kind of came from being spontaneous with it. It's pretty good. Let's have a look back, shall we? So let's go back to the very beginning. Remember this old favorite? Yeah. Is that it? Is that the first one? Yeah, that's the 10-minute one. So that's 10 minutes. And then that's 4 minutes. 10 to 4. Nice. A little bit of a mess over here, but feels kind of energetic. I kind of like this one, right? I mean, it seems like it has a point of view. That's something that I feel like can happen when you have too much time, is that you that you overthink things, you overwork it. Whereas this, you come at it with a fresh point of view and you stick with it. You manage to retain that point of view for 2 minutes. This one, it's heroic. This was 1 minute, was it? Yeah. 1 minute, brush pen. You can still tell what it is. This one was, or is that 90 seconds and this is 1 minute? I don't even remember anymore. Yeah, this is 30 seconds. Am I correct? I'll go back and check later on. I really like this one. Can you tell that it's a bowl of fruit? I think you can. But again, you see what I'm saying about a single point of view. As opposed to when you go like this, you're making decisions all along. You might change your perspective, and you might think about it again. What I did do with this one, if you remember, is I drew it loosely first, then I kind of went in and I tightened it up. So I did have one point of view looseness, another point of view tightness. So that's okay. This one consistent, I think. This one just kind of insane, but a lot of energy, and again, it feels like a consistent thing. And then there's this. How do you think? So this is 5 minutes, and that's 10 minutes. Different, but similar. That was quite a feat. All right. Jan says, I'm about ready for a smoothie. That is hilarious, yeah. So have a look at yours, see what you think. And maybe you want to post your favorite. Let's see here. What do I need to do? I need to make myself big here. There we go. I'm so disorganized, I didn't even change this. Okay, so I hope you had fun. I know I did. I feel aerobic somehow, which is a very nice feeling. My blood is flowing. So, but I feel like I'm too big in the screen, so let me make myself a bit smaller. There we go. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. It's an interesting technique. This is one of the techniques that I teach in this new class of mine called Quick Draw. Quick Draw is available now. There's the thing I mentioned before, which is the special early bird special. Let me just put that URL back in here. Hold on, let me just grab it. Where is it? Yeah, sorry, let me come back here. I said JJ isn't here, so it's making me a little bit more disorganized even than normal. But it's all good. So this is the URL for our new class, which launches today, sketchbookschool.com/quickdraw. So as I said, there's about 35 videos that I made in this class, and they kind of deal with lots and lots of different ideas. What you saw today was one of them. And, it stretches you. It helps you to get a lot more confidence. It helps you to have fun. I mean, drawing is meant to be fun. And so this class is really, I've never made a class like this. I've never seen a class like this really, honestly, before, which is it's about just having a great time and doing some fun stuff. So sign up for it if you'd like. And just do it in the next 2 weeks if you want to make sure that you get the early bird rate. What else can I tell you? I'd love to see, maybe you could post all of your drawings if you wanted to, or you could just post whichever one you think you like the best. And then share it on YouTube, share it on, here on YouTube. I don't know if you knew that, but now you're able to share and post things. You can post your images here. So so do that, and or put it on Facebook, or put it on Instagram, or put it on the schoolyard if you remember. And make sure you tag it. So that we can find it. #SBSDrawWithMe. I write an essay every week, and you can get it for free by going to dannysessays.com and signing up for it. I've got one coming out tomorrow, and you will get it. What else? Subscribe to this channel. We're trying to reach 500,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Who was it? Somebody asked before very kindly, I think it was Amy, who asked what we could do. How can we help you to get to 500 subscribers? Aside from commenting and liking and obviously recommending to friends, is there anything else that helps? Well, no, all those are the things. I think getting somebody else to come and do Draw With Me sometime with you is just fun anyway. And hopefully you'll subscribe. And as long as you're subscribed, that's really all I can ask. But yes, if you can recommend it to your friends, that would be great. Thank you so much for doing that and for asking. What else? That's about it. I'll see you both next week. JJ and I will both be here, I hope. And we will be healthy and looking forward to drawing with you again. And I'll see you on Wednesday if you remember. Have a great time, and thank you for going fruit bowling with me today. Bye-bye.